For months, everyone knew that the final nail in the coffin for the DCEU was going to be Aquaman 2. That after 7 straight box office disasters, failures, financial flops at the box office for DC, that would all come to an end with Aquaman 2, that it would be yet another DC box office disappointment. But even the projections weren't low enough. The $27 million 3-day weekend and $40 million Christmas weekend were miserably bad, worse than they could have possibly expected. And it created a conversation surrounding Aquaman and the Marvels, 2 box office superhero flops to end the year, with some people, Marvel stans, Disney fans, people who do everything they can to protect Disney and Marvel at every possible opportunity. They got very upset because they said, why isn't the same energy there? Why isn't the same hate out there for Aquaman that there was for the Marvels? Well, one, there's been a lot of criticism out there for Aquaman 2. Just take a look at this channel and several others. You just might not have seen it. However, the idea that Aquaman 2 opened slightly less than the Marvels globally and significantly less domestically, they were very upset. You saw tweets like this everywhere. Aquaman 2 flopped, yet I don't see a parade in the streets like when the Marvels underperformed. Both were sequels to billion-dollar movies. What's the difference? Both critically and financially. Aquaman 2 is performing noticeably worse than the Marvels. They're both sequels to billion-dollar blockbusters, yet I don't see any hit pieces from the trades when it comes from movies starring a man. The math ain't mathing. Well, one, you're a fucking retard. There was a lot of criticism. But 2, we'll see if the math is mathing now, because after only 2 weeks of release, Aquaman 2, which is still going to be a financial failure, undeniably, it is a flop. It has already outgrossed the Marvels in a big way. In 2 weekends, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom beats the Marvels' entire global run after crossing $150 million overseas and $200 million globally. Although terribly behind 2018 Aquaman at the same point, after grossing $50 million in its second weekend overseas, about a 37% drop for $173 million international over 76 markets. With the $77 million in the US, the new DCEU film, with the over $200 million production budget, not including marketing, hits $250 million globally. That's right. After 2 weekends, Aquaman 2 has already outgrossed the Marvels disaster. How embarrassing. But at the same time, right, we expected a push. We expected a lot of people around the holidays to be going out and watching this movie during the week. And even though it has passed the Marvels, as I stated, it's still a pretty sad state of affairs because Aquaman is basically the only movie that released last weekend that dropped off this weekend. Everything else has an increase. Look at this entire list. Wonka, which released 3 weeks ago, went up 33% to top the box office, to take the crown from Aquaman. Migration, which also came out, went up 40%, and it damn near beats Aquaman 2. So this really tells you that Aquaman is going to have no legs once we actually get done with the holidays. Right now, people are projecting it to have around a $400 million global run, which this is a movie that needs around $600 million just to break even. This movie is going to lose a fuck ton of money for Warner Brothers. It is absolutely a flop and a financial failure. But even with that being stated, it still is better than the Marvels. In 2 weekends, a financial flop in Aquaman 2, which is what it will end up being, has beaten the Marvels globally. The Marvels is still sitting a little over $200 million. Aquaman 2 already cracks $250 million. Where are all these fucking people? Where are all these people bitching about the Marvels outperforming Aquaman 2 yet getting so much hate? Really weird. I bet they're going to be strangely quiet or come up with some new fucking nonsensical argument to try to complain, to try to play victim, to try to defend Disney and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The reality is both of these movies are big failures. The Marvels is a much bigger failure than Aquaman 2. Not only is it coming in the middle of an active universe that's building instead of one that's coming to an end, but also it cost more than Aquaman 2 and it made much less money than Aquaman 2. A lot of failures to go around, but the biggest failure of them all remains the Marvels. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.